Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 16 of the Empowered Psychology podcast. My name is Cristela, and I am the host and the founder of Empowered Psychology, which is an educational platform and community that gives a voice to those with visible and invisible illnesses with the goals of empowering others to overcome adversity and create their dream lives. Thank you so much for being here and for tuning into this episode, because this episode is going to be really powerful. I already feel it, I already know it, and I already set that intention. Yes, so we're going to be talking about the second pillar of empowered psychology, which is intention. And what better way to talk about intention than tying it into Lent? So today is Easter. It's a very important day. I am a believer in Jesus and God. I am a Catholic. So I have really dove into my spiritual life for the past few months. And when I tell you my life has transformed, my mind has transformed, it has been amazing. I have learned so much throughout this journey. And I've been focusing a lot on order and structure. And the lessons, I'm so excited for the information that I have to share, for the wisdom that I have to share, because it is so much. And today is just like one part of all the things that I'm going to share throughout, my journey with my beautiful company, Empowered Psychology. So I'm really, really, really excited about today's topic and today's testimony. But before we get into that, let's talk about my drink of the day. Okay, so my drink of the day is simple because simplicity is the best way to go. Simplicity is actually how you become successful. Simplicity is the way that you create your dream life. It does not have to be complicated. And you can see that in my little drink. So it is 2 ingredients, that's it. You just need 2 ingredients. Fresh orange juice and ginger. Yes. Vitamin C, anti-inflammatory. This is a mood booster. Very, very good for your skin. So yes, cheers. You know you're used to drinking ginger when it no longer burns you anymore. And that's where I am. So yes, so today, let's talk about intention. And I'm going to tie it into the Lent testimony that I have. So Lent is 40 days, and you usually pick those 40 days and you sacrifice something, or you give up something for Lent, right? Well, for Lent, I was thinking about, what am I going to give up for Lent? And usually it's soda, it's social media, it's candy, sugar, and I don't know why, but it is, actually I know why. It's because I have been focusing a lot on my faith lately and my relationship with God. And I got this calling, right? And instead of giving up something like that, like what I just mentioned for Lent, I decided to give up depression. Yes. For Lent, I gave up depression. I literally let Jesus take the wheel. And when I tell you that my mind has transformed in 40 days, it is no exaggeration. It is all thanks to God. So I learned so much throughout these 40 days, but one of the things that I learned was that your intention is everything. Your intention sets the tone. And your intention is the most important, one of the most, if not the most important factor in the outcome of your success. Yes. So my intention was to give up depression. And how was I going to do that? I was going to root myself in gratitude. So my intention was that I was going to root myself in gratitude and love. And that is how I was going to give up depression. And guess what? It worked. My mental health hasn't been this good in years. And I'm not saying my mental health was bad before, but now I truly believe that I am no longer fighting depression, because before I felt like my mental health was good because I was constantly fighting the depression. So the depression was the focus, if you get what I'm talking about. It was like, okay, I'm still focusing on the depression. Okay, I'm going to fight this depression. I'm going to fight this depression. But during this Lent season, it transitioned and the focus was gratitude. And when I tell you I was no longer fighting the depression, so whenever these like feelings or these thoughts came up that used to lead me to depression, I stopped fighting the depression. I started rooting myself in gratitude. And wow. All I can say is wow. And that is just so powerful. And what I learned during this Lent was not only that intention is super important, and if not, I think it is the most important factor in your success, but surrendering. Stop being a control freak, because I was a control freak. If you know me, I am someone that plans everything. I usually create like visions for myself and goals for myself, and I tell myself in this many months I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna accomplish this, I'm gonna accomplish that. And have things gone my way? Yes, but for some reason I have never felt the joy that I feel right now, and this is why I think that is. I stopped during this Lent. I feel like God told me stop making a plan and just start setting an intention for what you're going to do that day, but stop making a plan. And I was like, what do you like, you need a plan. I need a plan. I need to know what I'm working for. Well, the thing is, I know what I want to achieve, right? I know what I want to achieve, but what I realize is that God's plan for me is way bigger than I think, and way bigger than something that I could ever plan for myself. And that the only way I'm going to get to my goals and creating my dream life through God is by trusting His plan, but also setting the right intentions. I know what I want, right? I'm clear about what I want. And instead of saying, okay, I'm going to plan for this and this to happen, this is how I'm going to get there. No, I'm just going to set the intention. I'm going to work hard in this area of my life and see where it goes. See where God wants to take me. Wow. I mean, I just feel it right now. Like, I want to cry, because it's only been 40 days that I surrendered and I stopped being a control freak. And things have happened that I could only dream about, even 40 days ago. I was such a control freak. I was trying to control everything, and things weren't happening because I was so focused on the future, something that didn't even exist yet, that I got lost. And I couldn't enjoy the present moment. Even if there were things I accomplished, I didn't know how to accomplish them because I was so focused on this vision that I had that wasn't even my reality, that I didn't enjoy the process of getting to where I need to be through God. And now I have completely let go of that. I have no plans, determined plans for my future. I have an intention. And that may sound crazy. How can you not have a plan? Well, it's not that I don't have a plan. I have a purpose. I know my purpose. I know my destiny. And what I am doing is I'm telling God my intention for my life, right? And I'm doing things every day, actions that align with the life that I want to live, with the woman that I want to become, or that I am. And I'm living through that, and things are just falling into place. Things are just falling into place in a way that I couldn't even have planned for myself, and that are greater than the plans that I ever had. So, guys, that is the power of intention and the power of just surrendering your plans and your life to God, and God's going to get you there. And so that is how my Lent has been. And I am going to continue living this way. I have truly conquered mental illness. And not only that, it has not happened fast, and I am not done. I've also realized that the process is where you create sustainability. The process is where you create sustainability. And it's really unfortunate because today we live in a society where we want everything now. Let me tell you something. If you achieve something fast, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. You're not supposed to achieve anything fast because what God has planned for you is going to take time. Why? Because time is the only thing that creates sustainability. The lessons that you learn and the things that you achieve when you go through the process, they are going to stick with you. Why? Because you work for them. There has been hard times during these 40 days. Yes, very hard times. There's times where I have failed. But because I have been dedicated to the process and not these, getting things right there in the moment and conquering things right there in the moment, I have bounced back times 10 through each fail. Because why? It's not a fail. It's actually a lesson. It's actually a lesson. And I've actually introspectively thought when I failed, but it was a lesson. I said, okay, what is this saying about me? And what do I need to do now? I mean, the wisdom, the things that I have discovered about myself throughout these 40 days, it's unbelievable. And it's all thanks to God. It's all thanks to God. And I can say now for a fact, I want to go through the process. I want things to take a long time. Why? Because I want to create sustainability in my life. And I even love people way more now. Like, I am a very loving person. But ever since I have surrendered to this process, I love even greater now. My ideas are even greater now. My dedication is even greater now. It's honestly unbelievable. And you can have this too. You can have this too. So today we're going to talk about the second pillar of empowered psychology, which is intention. So what is intention? Well, intention by definition is a thing intended, an aim, or a plan. So intention is planning a course of action with foreknowledge of its goal or of working towards a desired and foreseen objective. And this is my personal reflection on intention. So intention is powerful because those who are intentional with everything they do will be successful no matter what. How? Well, because when you are intentional about what you are doing, you will always grow and learn, which will cause you to evolve and elevate to higher levels. So in my reflection about giving up depression for Lent, I talked about that. Because I was so intentional about grounding myself in gratitude and enjoying the process, because great things do not come overnight. You have to be willing to go through the process for however long it takes, and God knows why, because He wants to prepare you for what's to come. The plan God has for you is so freaking big. It's bigger than you can ever imagine. That's why I said I let go of plans. I let go of plans because it's way bigger than you can ever imagine, but you have to be prepared for that. And what's the only way to get prepared for that is going through these trials, is going through these lessons, is building that strong mind and will through God. And that's the only way you can do it. Okay? And I was able to look at my failures or the times where I made mistakes in a different way. And that's where I started to grow and learn. I started to look at everything as a lesson and learn and introspectively, like literally break generational curses just in 40 days of doing this. It was amazing. Best Lent ever. I am going to say that probably a million more times in this video because it was just that amazing. And I'm so excited to go to church right now because I'm just so excited for this journey that God has allowed me to be a part of, right? So to be intentional is to attach your purpose to everything you do and live within your purpose. So this is the second pillar of empowered psychology, and I was debating on switching it to the first, but you need to be aware. Before you can set intention, you need to be aware of what's happening. And when you become aware, that is when you realize your purpose. That is where you realize your purpose. So you have to attach your purpose to everything you do and live within your purpose. And that is where you can set those intentions within your purpose. And that is how you are going to create your dream life. So being intentional will add value to your life and add meaning to all that you do and make your accomplishments 100 times better. I am telling you, y'all, that is literally what I just lived. And I made this slideshow about intention in September. And it's so crazy how these lessons, I'm going to tie it back. You know how I said in the beginning, life is simple? Like, this is simple. Like, and literally through these 40 days, I'm seeing how all of this that I wrote in September came into real life right now with these 40 days of Lent. So it's just really amazing. And it did make my accomplishments 100 times better. 100 times better. Because, like I said, I was willing to go through those lessons. I knew, okay, I made a mistake, right? But this time I'm taking a new approach. I'm not adding that to another reason why I should have low self-esteem. I'm not adding that to another list and all the traumas that I have. No, I am looking at this and saying, you know what? I'm human. I make mistakes. But what does this say about me? And what can I do now to make sure that I continue to overcome this? Because it's a process getting rid of old thought patterns, habitual thought patterns that have been running through your mind for years. It is hard to get rid of old habits and old ways of living your life. And you've lived this way for how long? Let's say your whole life, 5 years, whatever. It's been a while. It's going to take a while to overcome that. And when I surrendered and I said, you know what? I'm not going to be perfect, and that's fine. That is where the change started to happen. And now I really think I'm chasing the change now through the process. I'm no longer like, oh no, I need to get to the success. I need to get to the success, because you're not going to get successful that way. Always wanting to reach for the end result and wanting every outcome to be the end result. That is not how success works. You have to go through the process. You have to be able to learn. You have to be able to, willing to fail, willing to make mistakes, and know that, you know what, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes every day. But the difference is that with each mistake, I'm only going to get stronger, and it's only going to prepare me and bring me closer to my destiny and my purpose. That is the difference. Now I found this really, really amazing quote about the power of intention, and it doesn't have a name attached to it, so sorry about that. But when you're clear on your intention, you take inspired action that's in alignment with your words and truth. You also quickly manifest what you desire because you're clearly putting out words and actions that are in alignment with the things you want to attract in your life. Boom. Intention. So once you become aware of what you want to work on, who you want to become, the life that you want to live, you need to set intentions that are focused on positive things. You see, I stopped focusing on the depression, right? I talked about that. So I stopped focusing on the depression. When I got depressed thoughts, I used to be like, oh my God, how am I going to fight this depressed thoughts? How am I going to fight these depressed thoughts? How am I going to fight these depressed thoughts? So what was I rooting in? I was rooting in depression, which is negative. But then now that I switched and I was like, okay, how are these depressed thoughts are coming? How am I going to root myself in gratitude? How am I going to root myself in love? The focus became love and gratitude, which is positive, and filled me with the love, wisdom, and life I needed to keep evolving and becoming the woman that I want to be. Intention is everything. Intention is everything. And this is a journey. I'm not perfect. I'm not where I want to be. None of us are. But when you become aware and when you have intentionally, with all your heart and pure intentions, put effort into yourself, the life that you want to create, your loved ones, your goals, things will start to happen. Especially if you put God in the middle. So that is all that I have to share today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 16th episode of Empowered Psychology. And I hope that this empowered you to start your journey of creating your dream life. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.